Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the WA2000 mod, which is being made by user Robbie the Kid. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the author WA2000 bullpup sniper rifle, or more specifically, the version of the gun as seen in Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. And I love this thing and think it's a great addition into the game here because, well, it does have kind of a retro futuristic style to it, which I think fits in quite nicely into the world, and plus, I'm a sucker for a bullpup, so here we are. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the WA2000, which in its most standard configuration will deal 70 damage with a 308 round, with a firing rate of 110, range of 491, accuracy of 70, and a weight of 15.3. And this thing, as you can see here, is just magnificent. Very good on the modeling and texturing, a lot of great detailing to it. It looks the part, and I mean, come on, just look at the style of this gun. It's just so cool looking. I've always liked these weapons. They are quite rare in the real world. I think like something like just over 100 were made, somewhere around there, because it was so expensive to produce that they just kind of gave up on it after a while. But still a very awesome looking gun. Now, as for the modifications for this thing, it's not the most impressive list ever. It's fairly minimal, but enough in here to make it a bit more of a relevant gun into the mid to late game, allowing you to like change the caliber to up the damage, change up your scopes, and a few muzzle attachments. Nothing grand, but you know, useful. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, well, that's pretty simple. You're gonna find them on gunner, snipers, and bosses, as well as in specialty gun stores. And there actually is one technically out in the world. The mod maker thought it'd be interesting to change MacCready's rifle to one of these. And I think that's pretty amusing. So, good on you, mod maker. Good on you. Now, as for getting this mod working, you are actually going to need a prerequisite DLC of Far Harbor. Now, that depends on which version of the download you do go for here for the mod. You may have noticed the caliber here is 308, and you can also change the caliber up to 50 cal, which we'll see in the modifications here in a minute, but that's with the standard ammos. There are two versions of this mod you can download, one just using the 308 and 50 cal vanilla ammunitions, and then another download that will require caliber complex mod for you to use, and it'll actually change up the ammunitions for this thing to be the actual real world ones. So still having the 308, but 308 Winchester, 7.62, the 7.5 by 55, and the 300 Magnum. So pretty cool there, but yes, that will require caliber complex if you do want to go that route. I just went with the vanilla version of it for a bit more ease of use here. So let's go take a look at the modifications we do have on hand and head straight in. Now, there is sadly nothing in receivers. You're only going to have the standard one there. We do have in the magazine either the standard 6 or a special order 10 round magazine. We then have the scope category where we have a standard, a long, a night vision, and recon scopes, all quite good there. And then the caliber switch, which, as I mentioned, on this version, we've got the 38 and the 50 cal. On the other version, you'll have all those others I listed a moment ago. Now, then in the muzzle, our final category, we've either got the standard, a field suppressor, or a professional full-on suppressor, which makes this thing freaking gigantic, and sadly, the textures are missing for it if we go out there. Yeah, that seems to be a bug with the mod at the moment. Hopefully that can be fixed soon. But yeah, all in all, though, a pretty nice little weapon. As I mentioned, not a huge amount of things in the modification categories, but enough, especially with the upping of the caliber, for you to be able to, you know, bump up the damage pretty darn well. Now, let's take a look at this thing in use and go over here and take some shots with our standard version of the gun. And there we go. Some nice, good, clean shots. And that does lead me to really my one complaint that I do have about this thing, and that is the gun sound is so low. The reload sound of this thing is actually louder than the gunshot, which, yeah, a little weird, that needs to be upped a little bit, but it's not enough to take me out of things and really bug me, so I've still had a lot of fun using this, especially considering I've been, you know, using it most often with a silencer over there. Now, as for the fire rate and kick on this thing, it's pretty darn controllable and easy to use. As you can see there, all 6 shots can go out within just like 2 seconds, and we get barely any recoil. This thing allows you to really stay on target, which is pretty great. Especially with a long scope on there, you'll be able to pop a good few rounds into an enemy before they know what hit them. And that is magnificent. Now let's go grab the one modified version I've got out here, since again there are not a huge number of modifications. And this one I upped the damage to 140 with the 50 cal, and of course put on the one silencer and a night vision scope. And as you can hear here, yeah, the silence sound is actually louder than the non-silenced sound, which is real weird. That's one thing, one complaint I've got, which hopefully, like with the texture issue over there and the modifications for the professional suppressor, hopefully that'll be fixed shortly. But yeah, let's see this thing in action against a real opponent and pull out our usual death claw. Here we are, and run away. Now, I actually killed a death claw earlier in my testing with just the standard gun with this, because, you know, it's good fire rate, good damage on it. So with the 50 cal, yeah, it's really not going to be an issue here. I mean, he is already almost dead. Plus, we've got that 10-round magazine, so it's pretty easy to put a lot of rounds down range with him, and he is already dead. Beautiful. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this gun, especially with this particular suppressor on it. I love the look of it. The gun is cool. I've always wanted to shoot one of these things in real life, but sadly I've never had the opportunity to, as it's just, well, a rare but very cool bullpup sniper. So if you'd like to take a look at this mod for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. Oh my god, I killed him with one mag. Beautiful. Well, that's going to be it for today, folks. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and you do come back for whatever we do look at next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.